A son comes home and says, "Mom!" And the mother replies, "Oh, you're back already." Then the daughter-in-law says, "This is the last time you asked me to help you sell chickens. The big goose sold for 2,000 yuan. Here, take this money." The mother-in-law says, "Last time you gave me 10,000 yuan, and I haven't even spent that yet." The daughter-in-law says, "Mom, just take it. We have enough money ourselves." The son says, "Mom, you said that you like living in the village and you don't want to come live with us in the city. But if you're staying here, why not do less farm work and take better care of yourself? We still have some things to do, so we'll head back first." The daughter-in-law adds, "Mom, take care of yourself." The mother says, "All right, drive safely on the road." The son and daughter-in-law say, "Okay, Mom," and then they leave. Just then, a boy and a girl who were hiding nearby, plotting something, quickly come over to the aunt, the old woman, and say, "Auntie, is this the money you use to buy chickens and ducks?" The aunt says, "Yes, but how do you two have time to come play with me?" The girl says, "Auntie, we just came by. Actually, we want to borrow 2,000 yuan from you." The aunt says, "All right, bring the goods here, let me see." The boy says, "Auntie, don't worry. Once I sell the pigs at home, I'll pay you back right away." The aunt says, "Since your business is doing well, that's fine. I have 2,000 yuan here. You can borrow it, but I'm old now and not good at managing things, so you'll have to write me an IOU." The boy says, "Don't worry, Auntie. As long as you're willing to lend me the money, I'll write whatever you want." The aunt says, "Okay, wait a moment, I'll get a pen." She goes inside to get a pen and brings it out. "Here, write it down," she says. The boy writes the IOU in a notebook and says, "Is this okay, Auntie?" The aunt says, "Wow, very nice, but I still can't fully trust you. Here are 2,000 yuan. Count it." The boy says, "I won't count it, Auntie. I trust you." The aunt still doesn't feel totally at ease. Then the girl says, "Auntie, do you have some water? I'm thirsty." The aunt says, "I'll get some," and she goes inside to fetch water, leaving the notebook on the table. At that moment, the boy secretly tears out the real IOU from the notebook. Some days later, the boy and girl come to visit the aunt again. The girl says, "Hello, Auntie. My cousin and sister-in-law are here too. We came to repay your debt." The man, the cousin, says, "Pay back the money, Mom. When did you borrow money?" The mother replies, "Oh, it was after you left last time. They borrowed 2,000 yuan." The boy says, "Auntie, wasn't it just 200 yuan I borrowed last time? We came specially to return it. Here, take it." The aunt replies, "Oh no, that's not right. I clearly remember lending you 2,000 yuan. If you don't have enough money right now, that's fine. Pay me later. But how can you say it was only 200? The boy says, "Auntie, you're really old and confused. Think about it. I borrowed 200 yuan. How could it be 2,000? The mother says, "Daughter-in-law, how could Mom remember it wrong? She's not that confused yet. Besides, I even kept the IOU. Wait, I'll get it." The son says, "Okay, bring it, Mom." The mother goes inside, brings out the note and says, "Look, this is the IOU you wrote. Take a good look." The boy says, "Oh, Auntie, look carefully. It clearly says 200. How can it be 2,000? The son gets up and says to his mom, "Mom, it really says 200. Maybe you remembered wrong." The mom replies, "No, I remember very clearly." The son says angrily, "My mother worked so hard to earn that money and lent it to you in good faith, and you're trying to cheat her now? Have you no shame?" He continues, "Stop making excuses. The evidence is right here. I'm sure that everyone who watches this video will know the truth." And finally, the narrator says, "For more touching stories like this, don't forget to like and subscribe."